But if we have to think about articulating a message and sharing a message, what's the difference between me just sending you a message or sharing a message versus me delivering something of impact? What's the difference between the two?
Right. So there are three levels of effectiveness in public speaking. In fact, I was just talking with my group. I'm coaching a group of folks through this, and it's really exciting.
Hmm.
Just last night, when I was working with my group, we came to conclude that there are these three levels of effectiveness in public speaking. One, you have to have information. You have to have some content to impart. So,
Hmm.
it's not the gift of gab. You must have value to impart to others.
Yes.
But then you must also have the language and the articulation and the communication skills to do so in a way that's engaging. So having information,
Hmm.
you could easily just send it by email, but when you stand there, you need to be able to articulate it in that way. That's a second level of importance. And then the third way is you could have the articulation and the language, but people would just go away and applaud you.
Yes.
What you need next is you need persuasion, the skill of persuasion, which is to move a person from one state of being to another, one state of thinking, one state of action to another.
Yes.
So you become an expert at something. You learn how to communicate it effectively, but then
Mhm.
you have to learn how to tweak it so that it gets not just here, but into the heart and into the belly. And that's where you move people. I am lit up by this thing that I learned about Demosthenes and Cicero, two Greek orators and generals. They were war generals and orators. They were a couple hundred years apart in history, but history put them together. And history says, it is quoted from one source, when Cicero spoke, the
Mhm.
people applauded. When
Mhm.
Demosthenes spoke, the people said, "Let us march."
Call
And
to
the question that
action.
I have, yeah, the question I have, Althea, is when you speak 1 to 2 or 1 to 2,000, do people feel really good about your elocution? Are you at that level where you're articulated, you bend words nicely? Or do you know how to get deep into their muscles and their minds and their neurons to make them want to get up and to go do something differently? And this is where fulfillment and satisfaction and influence and money, income lie.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, that
yeah.
is so profound. I got it. I was drawn in. So when you were speaking and I was listening to you and you're talking about the three levels of effectiveness, and you started at information and you were at language skills, I'm like, okay, wonder if the next thing is connection. And
Mm,
so the skill of persuasion, of course, it's you connecting to the audience in such a way that they hear the value in what you have said and they can take it and then move.
yeah, yeah. That's right.
And so movement as a result of the message
Yeah,
is also important
yeah.
to public speaking.
Right. So if we're talking about changing the world, if we're talking about focused fulfillment,
Yes.
we have to be cautious not to aim at being eloquent because eloquence, you can go to Toastmaster and learn eloquence. And I recommend it, by the way, because it's a
Yes.
critical second step.
Hmm.
But but persuasion is another thing. It's an understanding of the human mind. It's an understanding of the human mind beginning with yours, with mine. I have to understand me better, what motivates me and how I influence the world, how they react to me. And there's a reason I was just reflecting as you spoke. Two of the biggest successes in my writing of books are the one you mentioned, If Caterpillars Can Fly, So Can I,
Yes.
and another one called Persuasion Power. And I didn't mention that just because I wrote those two books. The first one has to do with personal transformation. The second one has to do with how you move people to say yes to you, to
Hmm.
say yes to you. And I tell you, I am lit up because despite the fact that I'm nobody from nowhere, it's almost like a mantra that makes me feel great. People are afraid of their backgrounds. I'm not. It's my basis and my foundation. I'm lit up by this because there's literally nothing in my life save the pursuit of God, which is a higher level than anything we have on earth here.
Right.
There's nothing in my life that I've seen bring more energy and more passion and more power than the ability to be the center of attraction in the middle of a group or in front of a camera. And
Yes.
it's not, again, it's not an ego thing. It's a thing of influence